What I have here is a sample from Malt Muser, Eric. It is a Barrell Armida Bourbon, and that means it's finished in pear brandy, rum, and Sicilian Amaro casks, bottled at 56.77% ABV. Now, you may have outdone yourself this time, Malt Muser. I'm going to give this a try. Yet another one of these newly popular bourbons and ryes that are finished in casks other than those that contain bourbon before or rye before. Well, that would be an American whiskey then if it had been finished in those, but no, not really. No, as long as it was aged in virgin oak to begin with, then after it's been aged in virgin oak, it can be finished in whatever you like, apparently. But this pear brandy, rum, and Sicilian Amaro. They're getting more and more exotic with these finishes, it seems. It's something that is in vogue now. Who knows how long it will be popular. I guess the finish can go either way. It can be really great or just sloppy, I suppose. Well, I guess it was started with the likes of things like Angel's Envy, although I'm not sure if that one was the first. But there are others. Bourbons and ryes finished in wine or sherry or fortified wine casks, and rum and things. See if I can get all this shrink wrap or cling wrap or whatever you call it off of here. Maybe I should have peeled it off before starting the video. I don't know. Let's see if I can get it open there. Get the little plastic thing out of there. And peel some more of this stuff off. Oh, wow. This one is tight. Okay, it's coming now. It's coming. It's all coming off. All of it. All right. Let's pour this dram of Barrell Armida. I think he sent me another Barrell bourbon at some time. It was called Barrell Seagrass. I think that was in a previous care package that I received, and I thought it was really good. But I haven't really gone out and bought a bottle of it. I don't know why. I just haven't gone out and bought a bottle of it. And I could. I can get it online anytime from Alberta. But I can't get it here. That's not a problem. We have sheeting action first with some little trails of droplets. The trails of big drops. Big drops. This is, after all, bottled at 56.77% alcohol by volume. 56.77. What a number. What a number. That is pretty high. I might have to add some water to it, but I will try it first. I know I'm being distracted by this shrinky, clingy wrap. Distracted. Okay. All right. Let's go for it. Okay, there's no mistake about it. This does give me every indication that it's a bourbon, but it's giving me other things too. I'm getting some of that rum note, some of that sweet rum note. Pear brandy rum and Sicilian Amaro. That's different. It might be quite a pleasant finish, and I may have to add water because it's a high ABV. I said that before, didn't I? I probably did. Okay, so it's bourbon, but it's a little bit sweeter with all those other influences, and it's probably more complex too. Let's try it. A little sip. Oh, that is intense and strange. Very strange. Very, very strange. You know it's a bourbon, but there's other things going on too. So they have made this thing quite complex. And it's not easy to always tell what the other things too are, but it's like you have a bourbon and then you're building on top of it, building different layers. I don't know. Do the other casks add complexity, or do they just add to the confusion? I'm going to have another neat sip. And then I'll probably add water because this is strong. You know, what, 57%? Oh, yeah, it is a bit much. Let's have a full spoon and a half. Spoon and a half of water should do it. Let's turn this sideways so that we can get the last drops out of it. Wow. This is intense, and it has a long finish that hangs on and on and on and on and on. It's hanging on. Oh. It's black licorice. First it's bourbon, then it's wine and stuff, and whoa, how did that get wet? How the hell did that get wet? Huh. My arm got wet. I don't know how. Weird. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. Let's try this again. Definitely smells like a bourbon first, but then there's other influences going on. I'm getting something that reminds me of licorice. I'm getting something that reminds me of, well, it's sweet. It's probably from the rum and probably from the pear brandy. Pear brandy. I'm definitely getting some of that. Other than that, it's the usual bourbon notes of brown sugar, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of mintiness, spiciness from the rye content naturally. There's some vanilla and caramel hiding under that, underneath that pear brandy finish. Now with a spoon and a half of water. How the hell did that get wet? Now with a spoon and a half of water. First it tastes like a bourbon. Oh, maybe that's how it got. I spilled some on the table, and maybe I put my arm down. I don't know. Well, adding a spoon and a half of water helped make it more drinkable. Definitely getting bourbon notes on there. And a little bit of rye. Starts off as a bourbon. It's pleasant. And then it transitions to the finish. And the finish is pear brandy rum and Sicilian Amaro. It's just plain weird. Just plain weird. Just a bunch of sweetness, and it's confused. Or should I say, I'm confused while tasting it. Nothing seems to fit. It's just different, and if the goal was to make it different, well, they've succeeded in making it different, but I don't know how pleasant it is. It's just, I find it too sweet. Too sweet, and as a result, not as pleasant as it could be. I would rather have the bourbon without that finish, I think. the pear brandy and the rum and Sicilian whatever. I think they were trying to get complexity, but they just made it confusing. And then it's at a strong high ABV, so it requires water. Requires water to make it drinkable. Let's do it again. Yeah. To me, this one is just plain weird. I would rather just have a regular bourbon with without all that sweet stuff at the end. Yeah. How did that arm get wet? I really don't know. And it smells like water, too. Well, I'm distracted. I'm tired. I'm pretty well on my way to being drunk, as I have had 5 samples tonight. And yeah, whatever. Cheers. Good night.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.